Hei mauri ora, ko Ruapehu te maunga, ko hau tapu te awa, ko Ngāti Tūmatauinga te iwi, ko Dion Jensen ahau. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Thank you for having us today. What you're going to learn here is two things: increase your profit and save lives. If that's of any interest to anyone, please listen. This is my company, and I've been invited here to blend the business and the creative community, which is really interesting because I'm in the business of saving lives. That's all the things I've done as a creative: founding Success for Soldiers, founding Protecting Women. I don't like calling myself an author because writing this book was a medium to help people to save lives. It wasn't a label, it was a mechanism. Business-wise, I'm actually the Regional Operations Manager for the entire Asia-Pacific region. Those are all the things I've done in business. And I've done that by understanding and going through the shitstorm. Because I don't care who's in this room right now, business, creative, male, female, black, white, gay, straight, we're all people. That's my background: military, police, 3 years close protection in Iraq. I know my stuff. And I can say that because I'm still alive and I have mates that aren't. And I took this across into the business world. And when I took it into the business world, it was because I dealt with the hearts of every single person I spoke to. This book is saving lives. There are people in this building who are alive because of this book, and who stand up and say that. So how do these worlds match? The business community here has got some ex-soldier dude coming to speak at a Gold Coast Chamber of Commerce event. What's he going to teach us? It's military stuff. Not knowing my whole business background and breaking global sales records and knowing how to do business. Then I take our military background and I provide a benefit for the civilian community because of our skills. And I've been in disguise in this business world for 10 years, learning your language, dressing like you, coming to your events, understanding the strange world so I can interpret it, take what my people need and give it back to them. But what I didn't expect to happen was the civilian world saying, Dion, we need that too because we're suffering. We just can't say it. Because we're all going through the same things in different language. I'm an expert in fear. And every single situation, this day, this event included, has fear and a shitstorm attached to it, and that's our world. We get sent into that shitstorm to keep people alive, to kill people who are creating that shitstorm, bring the lessons back so people don't go through it. And here's the example: Tony Abbott. It's the elephant in the room for today's event. I went and listened to the guy. I've never met him. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The fear in the room in regards to creative and business. Business, what are we going to get from creative? Who gives a shit? Creatives, business don't care about people, they just want to make money. Clash already. Tony Abbott's here. Everything in the media is about the yes-no vote. Fear. It's all fear. The greatest fear that this day conceptualized is the fear to be yourself. The fear to express your own opinion and be who you are without someone attacking you for it because they disagree with it. That's what the greatest fear is. I can walk into any business in the world, any organization in the world, find out what the shitstorm is and fix it. Because I understand fear. Now, I'm uniquely qualified to talk about fear for two reasons. I'm trained to be that fear for bad people. I am the monster under the bed for anyone that wants to hurt anyone in the country where I serve, my community, or my family. I'm created to kill, maim, and destroy. That's what I was created to be as a soldier. There is no churching that up. And when you're created to be that monster and be that machine, and then come back into the civilian world and carry on, it doesn't work. But I found a way through it. The other reason I'm uniquely qualified is I'm now friends with all the other monsters under all your beds. I know all of them. Hey, anxiety, how you doing, bro? Yeah, good. Yeah, fear, loathing, insecurity, shame. I know all you guys. Party all the time. 3 o'clock most mornings. Oh, nightmare. What's going on? Oh, I want to remind you about all the bad stuff that's happened. Why? Because it could happen again. Yeah, possible. What's our plan? I know all those monsters. And I exposed them all, like Scooby-Doo. Who's seen Scooby-Doo? Does anyone know who Scooby-Doo is? I won't go too deep into the fact that they're all stoned all the time and they're hippies and Scooby snacks are because they got the munchies. They're actually hash cookies. That's why they're eating all the time, right? That's what Scooby-Doo is. Yeah? But moving right along, Scooby-Doo is about unmasking monsters. That's what the whole thing's about. My job is to get under the bed, find out what monster's in there, pull them out, make friends with them, and when I take their mask off, they're not monsters. They're not demons. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have a disorder. You're a human being going through normal stuff. That monster is trying to protect something. That's all it's doing. And I just took all of that and put it in this book. And I put processes in this book so you can create your own. Your pillow knows every secret you have. You put your head on that thing every night and it's on there every morning. Your tears, your hopes, your dreams, your screaming, your pillow knows all that stuff. And so does the mirror. But the mirror is your greatest critic. So when you understand what your monsters are, because they manifest as monsters, they scare the crap out of you. I can't cope with this. I'm fat, I'm ugly, you know, I'm not worth anything. I've served my country, I come back, no one gives a shit. And now the media just keeps reporting how broken we are, and it's pissing me off. I'm not broken, I'm flipping creative for victory. I'll show you how to do it. So this is an acronym that I created when I go into any organization. Take it, take a photo, steal it, use it. There's always a fear. Help yourself. There's always a fear. Kiwis are good at reallocating stores and finding shiny stuff. I find the fear and I make it real in my mind so I can meet those monsters, and then I empathize with that person. Okay, if I'm this person that's manifesting this fear, how are they feeling? And in one world, I make that fear come true. And in this world, I protect from it. So we know both sides. Then I have to deal with the ego, always. The ego is always there. And funnily enough, it's always got a negative connotation on the ego, but it's there to protect you. So someone flashes and gives me a monster, I go, ooh, what's that monster hiding? What's it trying to protect? Then I deconstruct everything into all its little component parts. I put them and I reorganize them in order, and then I mentor people through the process, which the business community calls management. So when I go in as a corporate trainer and I teach about leadership, management, and training, all I'm doing, and I'm going to steal a quote here from Kerwin Ray, I'm following him at the moment, Aussie fella. Kerwin, you need to talk to me. But I'm going to steal his quote. He sells the illusion to sell the truth. I am selling the illusion that I have solutions to all of these monsters. The truth is, they're not monsters. And whether you realize it or not, if you're in business, all you're doing is alleviating someone else's fear. Aurora's over there, what do? Cert 3, qualified, doing training. What fear do you protect from? Not being qualified, not getting a job. All of you people in here are trying to alleviate a fear of some description. You're selling the solution to that fear. We're all dealing with these monsters under the bed. If you speak to people's hearts, business and profit becomes a byproduct of saving people's lives. Keep them out of the shitstorm. And this is how I do it. Help yourself, take a photo. That's the victory program. It starts with value and identity. In the context of the military, we have an extreme amount of value because of our identity if we are within a situation where we are using that identity. If someone now tries to invade, if someone comes through that door with a machete now, Chris and I will be the first ones back there dealing with that guy and having a competition to see who can kill him first. Because in that environment, we have an extreme amount of value in that environment because of our identity. What value are you giving people because of their identity that you're giving them in front of you right now? Business context, how are you treating customers? What value are you giving them for their identity of talking to you in your business? What value are you putting on your staff? What is your identity? They're your staff. All starts with value and identity. Husbands and wives and partners and all the rest of it. What value are you giving the person because of their identity? Then where we clash is the difference between command and control versus change and communication. Everyone wants to be in bloody control. They want to know everything. And in our environment, when you're in charge, when you're the leader, when you're the CEO, when you're the sicko, when you're the team leader, the section commander, you must be in command and control. Then all of a sudden you've got all these thoughts, feelings and behaviors and nightmares going on that you can't control. And the biggest gap that we have is communication. I'm a member of the International Chamber of Commerce in Singapore, it's where I'm based, and the British Commerce. And I've been asked to come and speak about intercultural corporate communication because I've got a way to communicate across cultures that increases revenue. I'm not doing any business stuff, I'm doing this. Speaking to the hearts of the people that are in front of me. Training versus treatment. Training is the key. And in the PTSD world, if I send you on treatment, that means there's something wrong with you that we have to treat. There's nothing wrong with you. We just train you on different thought processes. We come from this world. O2, the two O's is our oxygen, objectives and outcomes. I just need a point A and I want a point B. When you're in the shitstorm, your point A sucks. It's horrible. You just need to get someone to point B, and point B is always safety. You have to be real and raw because you have to be honest. And this is about you. And this is difficult if you're in a service environment. We are here to serve others. But here's one thing for all of you. No matter what you go through, I guarantee this is one thing that will get you out of the hole. Guarantee it. If you're in the hole and you hear that someone needs help, you will jump out of that hole, crawl across broken glass, and help that other person while you're bleeding out. Emotionally, spiritually, physically. So by serving and helping others, that's what helps you, because then your monsters have a purpose and they revert back to being what they were supposed to be. So this is my recommendation. Business, creative. Make your workplace safe to be. Not the WHS safe to be, but the safe for your staff to be who they are. To say what they want to say. To have value and identity. But you have to care. It's the one thing you can't bluff to another human being. We're here for business and creators because we all care about people. Yet when people started talking this morning, you've got Ocean Reeve who brings stories to life. You've got Cindy Rockstar who saved children's lives. And people are talking at the back and making noise. Trying to sell a product at a Gold Coast Chamber of Commerce for business and creativity because we care about people. Bullshit, you care about profit. Know your people. Thank you. Know your people. Know their personality type so you can learn their communication style, their intrinsic drivers and what pumps them up. Learn their language so that you can communicate. Learn their learning style so you can teach them. Speak their language. Fill them up with their value and identity. You must grow and adapt. If you're a leader, put your hand up if you consider yourself a leader in this space here today. All right? You've got to grow and adapt. You've got to invest in yourself. You've got to grow. That starts with humility. That starts with being quiet when people are talking. That starts with not walking in front of people that are having a conversation. That starts with looking someone in the eye and listening, not qualifying them for what you can get off them. Most business networking functions are like you standing spread-eagled against the wall and someone coming through and seeing if they want anything. That's not service. It kills people's value and identity. But you have to develop you if you want to lead. Now, normally this is where a presentation would stop. But no one's really going to care unless there's a benefit. Sad, but it's true. Why bother? So we'll start with the business community. Thank you to the Gold Coast Chamber for inviting us down here, so I better help out here. If you do this, if you get this right, you will do all of those things in business because I do them and I've proven it. And I don't do it through any corporate way of doing things. I deal with people. Corporate structure for sure. Business is run by systems, systems run by people. Creators are the people experts. Businesses are the systems experts. We cannot exist without the other. The only thing that gets in the way, ego. Increase morale, increase productivity, increase sales and revenue, break global sales records, lead the market, get the glory. If that's what you want in business, go for it. And my system makes sure that your people get the benefit before you get the glory. For us creatives, we give hope, we save lives, and we live a life with purpose. Two things that everyone wants in their life, whether you admit it or not. Peace of mind, purpose. Give those to your people. Give those to each other. And we can change the world because we are. And there are people in this room right now that are alive because of what we do. I value everyone that's in this room. Every person here has the power to help each other out. Finally, I'm going to finish off with one thing we always do in the military. So we honour those that came before us. Ocean Reeve spoke first. If you haven't figured it out by now, the power on this planet is one thing and one thing only. How you make another human being feel. That's it. That's your power. And most people wield it poorly. Ocean Reeve's power. Everyone's story is important. He gives you importance, your life story. Mangoes. I'm not interested in mangoes. I am now. I wrote that poem down. Enjoy the taste now instead of endless pursuit. I'll never get that out of my head. And Ocean brings those stories to life. That's how he makes people feel. I'm important. My story is important. Cindy Rockstar, what I get from Cindy, it's just the simplicity of life, man. It's a flipping pencil. A pencil. It's saving lives. Why? Because there's love behind it. Yeah? And she's no excuses. That woman's supposed to be dead. This woman would hop out of a call saving lives and spew her guts out because she's on chemo. She's up here saving lives. People are talking at the back. Lucky Chris wasn't here for that. We started throwing chairs. Bradley, business guy, loved him. You know what I learned from Bradley? Listen. Listen to what the market's saying. Funny enough, every letter in listen is exactly the same as silent. That's what listen means. Stuart Morris, is he still here? Smile. How does he make people feel? I was laughing throughout his whole presentation. And have a go and have a crack. So thank you for listening to me, and I can't wait to hear from Karen, because if there's anyone that I've met recently, last night, that can explain this power, it's her. So please, when she talks, can we listen and look for things in there that you can use to save someone else's life? And I know that for 50% of this room, you'll use it for yourself. Thank you very much.